Okay. And that's not a good sign. Please update. Brilliant. Functional. Hopefully. Alright, so normally I kick off the recording at the loading screen, but I genuinely don't know what's going to happen because I don't remember exactly where I parked. I basically just took a nosedive through the portal after slamming the door open in the hut, so I don't even remember if I closed the door behind me when the event kicked off, because I swore I was just going to straight up die right at the doorstep of my little hut, my little rock hut. So it should be interesting. I've never actually actively logged out, let alone quit the game, when an event was running. So I don't know if pressing log out or quit from the menu will interrupt the event, or if, hopefully it's still going, because this is the first time I've ever seen this event. I suspect it's something that's been unlocked because I've killed the Elder at this point. And I would like to actually fight in it. I should also point out that the patch notes on the screen here say that they've rebalanced stamina on... they've rebalanced HP and stamina ratios on foods, and they've lowered bow stamina use, which is going to be interesting. Honestly, I didn't feel like the bows especially needed to have their stamina rebalanced, unless there's another tier of bow over iron. Iron bow at the 15 stamina per second cost, that's the highest I feel like it should ever go. Because even with 2 HP and 1 stamina food, you could get maybe 3 shots off if you were perfect with your timing and release, if you wanted to fully charge the arrow for maximum accuracy at range. Whereas, more practically, you could always expect to just use 2 and still have enough stamina left over to maybe dodge roll, which I can't for the life of me do in this game because the controls for it are jank as hell after playing Dark Souls games for so long. But at least enough that you could block even if it was going to immediately stagger you. Which in and of itself is basically like saying, well, you'd have enough to block in Dark Souls and then, you know, get your shield knocked out of the way and get yourself stabbed in Dark Souls 3. So yeah, no, maybe I had the wrong mindset for that. You really do need to manage your stamina intensely, which means that I suppose you'd only have enough for 1 safe shot. And then you'd either need to get distance or be regenerating stamina fast enough. So I suppose maybe the bow did need a rework. I'm just well too used to adapting to any disadvantage, I suppose. I think most of my playstyle quirks are entirely around adaptive gameplay. There are 4 principal crafting types: woodcutting, masonry, smithing, and cooking. Okay. Okay, yeah, that's another reason why I had to take a close dive through the portal, is that I had no food on me at the time. Okay, so I want to be fast about this. Put that away. Still need the regular meat for the box. I don't have a second one of these, so I'll grab one of those. I have steak in me. Don't know how intense this event is going to be, so I'm just going to straight up make you do another soup. 2 honey, 1 mushroom. I think from my experience in the past, the enemies will still continue to attack my structures. Even if that wasn't a thing that I think they can do, me having a tamed wolf in there is probably not going to do me any favors for keeping them unattracted to my base. They might try to aggro onto my base because I have that tamed wolf in there. So I do want to somewhat get back there in a hurry. Get another piece of honey. This is why I generally just grab half stacks of stuff. And then, actually no, I don't want to use the jerky. Jerky away for a second. In the readies food box. Grab the turnips. That'll do. I'm carrying enough that I don't care. Or at least I better be carrying enough that I don't need to care. Okay, there's my stamina booster. 146, 121, healing. Got 3 for the wolf taming after the event is done. So there was skeletons, there was Draugr. I'm thinking of grabbing the bow and shield, but honestly swapping between shields isn't something I'm good at yet, so... Here's to combat, I guess. A foul smell from the swamp. Yes! The event is still on! And that does not sound good. Pickaxe. Okay. Alright. I would like it to not be nighttime, though. So let me just... Doge follows you. Doge stays. Good. Good boy. I think he's trying to get aggro onto the enemies outside. But I do want it to be daylight for the minimum reason of being able to actually see. I don't know if the nighttime spawn increases would affect the event or not. I'm also like, I don't know if all events function. Amidst the crashing of arms on the dark and glimmering plane of sleep, a face swirls, horror startling before you. Your shield arm comes up, your spear is broken. Damn it, I can't read that out loud fast enough. If I just read it in my head, I can generally get the entire message. Something I never realized until I started recording stuff is that it's actually a little bit slower to read out loud than to just read to yourself in your head. Doge follow. Doge follow. No! How? Through the door? Who did that? How? Fucking Draugr. Bastard. Don't touch my dog. How do I heal my dog? Oh, I parried him. I was about to say, it's like that was a block with just the mace and no shield. Ow. Alright, there is a bit of a stepping advance on the... Okay, so it's probably raining here because of the event. I should think. It's a lot of Draugr and skeletons. Okay, so the event just spawns a horde, I guess. It doesn't have an actual master to it. Get hit by that? I can't tell. Oh, I'm freezing. That's not good. Forgot about that. Okay, I was really counting on that third hit being strong enough to stagger him. Something shot. Okay, there is a skeleton with a bow. I was about to say, it's like he just has a weapon. He just has a weapon, like a bow isn't a weapon. No. He had a melee weapon, so I was like, wait, where's the where's that arrow coming from? Who's a good boy? Who's a good boy? Don't die. Please don't die. Okay, so the can you eat that for me and heal from it? Yes, it heals him! Yay! Okay, so keeping some hungry pets is a good idea if you're running around. Good boy. You stay right there. Don't die. No! Oh, they aggroed to the wolf in the pit and they killed him! Well, I guess that's another pelt for me. Oh god, I gotta go get more meat, I gotta do that whole damn taming process all over again. That's horse shit. Ah, cursed event. Well, better go grab some meat, I guess, because I'm definitely not gonna... I'm gonna need a full stack of 5 to 6 again, and another frackin' half hour to an hour of taming. God, that... What am I looking for meat in this box for? This is not where I keep the meat. do, I guess. Test it here. Well, darn. Okay, so I use the pelts to make the bed, and then I need 4 for another rug. Yeah. For some reason, I was swore up and down that I made the first rug. Did I put it someplace in like one of my outpost base, like an absolute moron? Maybe the Elder base? At least you're okay. It was kind of bullshit that they shot him through the walls. That, like, like, that's not okay. Absolutely not okay. Now, I did not know... Like, I thought I was saving some... This was probably a campfire? No, it couldn't have been. Campfire would have left stone. Why is there wood over here? Oh, there must be been trees that this golem knocked down. Stamina. Oh, okay, so that must be the rebalancing. Dedicated foods still give a more significant amount of their non-dedicated stat than they did previously, I guess. Okay, that, I really should have expected that. Okay, so he healed because I wasn't in combat with him for a long time. That's exactly what I did not want to have to be dealing with. I am very glad for the terrain here that is cheesing that golem. And I can hold the bow a much longer amount of time now than I could before. Where did that Drake go? Oh, it's actually... Is it attacking the golem, or is it just hitting the golem because it's trying to shoot me? No, it's straight up attacking the golem. I have no reason to I have no reason to stop him from doing that. Looks like I can't set him on fire. He won't catch fire, so no point in using those on him. It also doesn't look like the Drake is actually doing any damage to the golem. I'll take these. I still don't know what these are made for. I still don't know what to use these to make. What I need those to make with. So, I think the golem broke the rock. Okay, so there is a fair bit of delay on his melee attack. Wolfang, you say? That shit hurts. The timing for this is going to be a bit of a jank. Oh, I did parry it. He's got a lot of health. Yeah, I probably should just get out of the way of that particular attack. Yeah, I'm colliding with the rocks beneath him. He's not doing me any favors. I feel like this wouldn't be a bad enemy to be using like an Edgar on. Except that he'd probably be extremely resistant to its damage type. I don't think there's a long polearm style blunt weapon damage source at this point in the game yet. And, because of how he's breaking the rock, he's actually trapping himself even worse. I do not want to get smacked off the edge of the cliff again. Well, that was bad timing. I think I just barely blocked that. Otherwise, that's probably a one-shot hit if it gets me without a block on. I don't have most of my food with me, so I can't check if they tweaked the healing ticks. I've still got rested. I could stand to make a little lean-to shelter. I don't have any wood with me, though. Yeah, that's actually pretty easy to dodge. And I did parry him. 94. Not bad. It's a little scuffed that I can't really afford to pull out the dagger. Okay, and I can parry that too, but he just immediately recovered from that. Now we got drakes, which is what I was expecting. That's why I've been taking this kind of carefully, is because I figure drakes are going to keep spawning onto this fight. Okay, so neither of us could actually hit each other there. I am getting better at sniping. Ooh, that scatter shot I almost walked right into. Oh, shot the rock. And it is good that Drake will keep poking him, because even when I run away from him, that'll help prevent him from being considered out of combat and healing. I don't know if that happens all at once, or if they just start slowly regenerating, so you can kind of catch it in the process and cut that off to stop them healing. Because I do know that if you leave enemies alone for... Okay, 13 damage per shot, that's not terrible. And my Frost Resist Potion is basically nullifying the frost effect it would give me. Yes! I wasn't sure because I started sliding if that last second aim adjust would count or not. I wonder if poison... Well, probably not. I bet the golem is immune to poison as well as... I would like to use the sword, but I know that at the very least, the strong attack that I want to use it for wouldn't be... Oh, damn. That has reach. Duly noted, son. As long as I'm waiting to heal, I might as well keep plinking away at you. Training bow while doing it. Wait, what did that say? 16. Oh, I got more damage from shooting that spot on him. 18, yeah, I'm getting like 15 up here. Oh, that just went between his arms. That also went between his arms. Yeah, I guess that little crack in the front of him counts for some kind of headshot damage. Oh, my potion ran out. Eat that. My food is also starting to run out. He goes for the double overhead. That isn't worth parrying because I think I parried that before and he just immediately recovered from it and smacked me. Nope, I'm gonna die. Absolute tosspot asshole fighting me on the side of the mountain so that he could throw me off the cliff. So there goes another chunk of my skills. So much for training sneak for an hour and a half. Brilliant. Oh, jeez. Okay, so I should check the foods now that they've been tweaked. 25 and 15, 70, 23, 80, 26. So that's actually really nice. No change at all to the balanced foods, I would guess. Give me a chunk of these. These and a chunk of these because I'm going to need to make enough to bring with me as well. Ran out. That away. I hope he doesn't heal by the time I get back. He probably will, though. In the vein of that, though, I would like to get regenerating. If you needed honey and a mushroom. And then I need to bring the jerky with me. And of course, more frost resist potions. Are you done? You are. Actually, hell, fuck it. Just take the 4 with me and leave the 7 here. I quaff this after I go through because my campfire should keep me safe as when I arrive through the portal. Fortunately, that knock off the cliff puts my items in a very easily recovered position. I wonder if as my gear gets damaged, if the defensive value of it falls. It doesn't seem to be reflected in such a manner in the stats. I could have sworn I equipped the bow. Definitely want that shot on him to check his HP. That arm should have a hitbox. Like, really, it should. Okay, he hasn't healed yet, so that should keep him from healing now for a little bit. That must be obsidian or something. Yeah, because he hasn't broken it in the course of our fight yet. I didn't bring the good healing potions with me. It's fine. So yeah, I definitely have to watch my footing with him, but the problem is that so much of this damn terrain will send me out to the ground. Right in the face. It's this damn slip and slide that I'm dealing with right now, or I could handle this fight perfectly fine. I could just have some clean footing, son. I feel like I used to do more damage to them. I wonder if the Drake's HP values have been rebalanced or something. Or if it's just the weapon rebalances in general, because this is my best bow that I've had yet. It's only like a point or 2 better than the level 4 Finewood I was previously wielding. But still, I feel like I was doing more damage previously. So what can I do to improve my footing around this? If I had more wood, I'd make a wall. Like, he'd be doing a bunch of area damage. Let me try getting some wood for myself. I think this will turn into a log. No, okay, so that was a small enough one that it just turned into raw wood. I don't have enough to make a bench, though. Maybe I won't need it if I... I'm kind of afraid of accidentally letting him out. This rock isn't doing me any favors, so let's get rid of it. So I don't know if I blocked that or not, because it's hard to tell with the collision of his attacks whether or not he I can't hear the ping of a parry in the noise that he makes with most of his attacks. 16, you say? 15, you say? 20. 21. 15. Okay, so I guess that's just a little bit of damage variance, and that he doesn't have any kind of hit head or weak spot based mechanics going for him. kind of just digging himself down in there, isn't he? The problem is that that is also making it hard for me to get access to him. He could also just straight up break the rock out from underneath me. I don't think I blocked anything there. Probably was blocking, but had the shield just straight up not pointed at him. Now that was a parry. But I can't really afford to go for the third really nice strike because I need enough stamina to Skyrim my way out of the hole that he's dug himself into. Based on the way that enemies drop things in here. I wonder if the Drake straight up aggroed onto the Golem, or if it came for me and then changed targets, because I couldn't actually get a highlight on it enough to see if it had an angry exclamation mark before it, like, I don't know if that would mean, like, when you look at it, that, like, say the Drake was coming, and I looked at him. If he was aggroed onto the Golem, would he still have the red exclamation mark for aggro? Or would that exclusively display when it had aggroed onto me? Because I know that all enemies, even if they're not hostile to you, affect your sneaking icon? The sneaking eye icon. That's interesting to say. Anyway, splat. HP is full again. And he just straight up whiffed at me. Alright, that was very late on my part. I was expecting to hold that up a little bit longer. Well, that's not good. Yeah, this is my nightmare. No terrain to assist me here. I'm probably close to just, like, letting him out of this trap that he's dropped himself into. Still got plenty of weight, and I'll have even more once I actually get this put on properly. Very late with that block. Yep, and I've let him out now. Kind of. Keep blinking at him while I regenerate health. If I can save using the potions, I will. It's getting night out, though, so I'm going to be dealing with a lot of hostile spawns besides this douche. Parried that, and again, he just immediately recovered from it. So there is literally no point to parrying that. 45 is a little too low for Mountain Knight. So yeah, there is no point to the double overhead parry, because it doesn't actually present you an opportunity, and it costs you a ton of stamina. Yes! Just finished him in style. Crystal wall, crystal. Did he drop more of it? He did. Kind of worried about how much of it I'll actually be able to pick up. So I'm feeling if those golems can spawn on the mountain. Sharp crystal from deep within the earth. I wonder if this is something I'll get more extensive access to after Bone Mass. I think it must be what it's called. Like, the progression is seriously something that I have no solid grasp of. Resin must come from a tree. Oh, that, I was like, what is that? And it's like, freeze gland. That's from the dead drakes. I probably have another freeze gland, maybe even a trophy sitting around somewhere, because I feel like I sniped another drake somewhere that was kind of off in the distance a little bit from where I was, and it landed somewhere awkward. See, I've still got 3 of these because I actually brought enough this time. It was a good doge. I'm not going to bother with stockpiles yet. I'm just going to dump these, and this, and that, and these. And I definitely don't want to have these on me. Did I use up all of my wooden arrows? Oh, would you look at that? I hadn't even noticed. Doge, please. I am working here. Let's see. I bet you are a forge repair. Pretty sure the huntsman's bow is crafted in the forge because it uses iron, right? Surely you can't repair it with workbench. I'll find out in just a second. So, yep, that's metal repair now. Grab a pile of wood, it would seem. I would like to use the night to get a wolf spawn, because I have enough defenses with my upgraded... Like, my armor must have still been either leather or rags when I last went into the mountain. Because, well, they do decent amounts of damage. It's not quite the instantaneously lethal amount that it used to be. It could also just be that the quality of my food has risen significantly. Like, beyond the fact that I'm walking around with serpent in me right now. The general quality of my food has risen drastically, even with the rebalanced food from the recent patch. I'd like to keep a roughly 8 on me, because that's a nice buffer against any mistakes I might make. And we'll drop it down to 7 just so we don't feel like messing. Hurry back up and get out there into the night. Okay, so with the new rebalances, bumping up the minimums on most of the secondary stats, it's not as critically important to be carrying nothing but the highest quality of foods. Alright, let's get up there. Have everything, plenty of cover. I think my current one is worn out, so I'll have 2 left over for frost protection. Who's a good boy? You stay right here. I'll make a friend for you soon. Promise. Out of wood. I can fix that. Let me check out that. Now this is an opportunity I can't pass up. Aw! It didn't pull out my mace. That's horse shit. That was a clean opportunity to just smack... Well, to be fair, punching him in the face, literally, is what I just did. And I'm okay with that. That is hilarious enough. Ha, he got stuck on the tree. I knew it. That allowed me to get a clean shot on him. Flat. Come on, come on, come on. Gotcha. Yeah, so these things can't even really hurt me that bad anymore. And the egg did respawn. I wonder how long that takes to happen. Are you like 200 pounds? You are 200 pounds. So yeah, the belt of how kind that it's in the top right. Otherwise, I definitely would have got even the attempt at the pronunciation horribly wrong. Well, werewolves, you say? Nice try. Ouch. Okay, so you hit like a truck. Makes me feel like I'm back in my Bloodborne days. Alright, so you don't care about blunt damage, and slash damage doesn't seem to have any vulnerabilities on you. How about... Oh, the golem must have killed a Fenring? Was that what it was? Oh, and he dropped entrails too. Cool. Now that's a nice enemy. I don't know what those wolf fangs are for yet. Maybe arrows or something? That must be a nighttime spawn. Oh, or it could just be that this is where I had the fight with the swamp event. Those entrails could just be left over from joggers that I didn't see and pick up because I immediately went back to fighting the golem after that. So this has been a fairly exciting start to an episode. a recording here. Mountain's been pretty boring with just the wolf taming up to this point. Those fen rings are really cool. I've still got a soft spot in my heart for most therianthropic things, although objectively cybernetics is better. Because whether you're dealing with gene splicing, magic, or curses, or druidic paths, no matter how you're blending yourself with animals, it's just not going to be stable or healthy. I mean, why add another set of drives and instincts and problems? And Jesus Christ, if you've ever had a pet, do you realize how much vacuuming that shit requires? Can you imagine the body mass ratio of a domestic cat versus, hello, you're my new friend, follow me. Okay, so his attack actually carried him forward with enough momentum. Now the question is he too close for me to... Okay, I think it's daylight now is the issue. Obviously I can't tell when I'm next to the fire. I wonder, it wouldn't be bad if there was a way to snuff fires temporarily without, like, evacuating the food. This campfire must be just exactly out of range to cause aggro for the wolves in the pit. Because, or maybe it's just boars that have that problem. I wonder if loxes would as well. Okay, so time to start separating out the food. Do I No, I don't unsneak. Oh, I see. Okay, so since shift is sprint, when you tap it, even if you don't move, it causes you to stand up. Which is what's happening when I'm trying to sort and divide stacks in my inventory. Okay, that should do. So that's probably something that's been getting me spotted by the wolves I've been trying to tame up to this point. Gift for you, new friend. You know, I like the numbers I was seeing. I honestly thought that a lot more of my constructs out here would be damaged from the swamp event, but really nothing really. Oh, that took some damage somehow, but that was basically the only thing that took any significant damage. Don't know how that works out. I don't really have any. I suppose I'll put the hoe over there, and then you go back here. I don't need you actively out and about. Oh, he aggroed on me. Damn it. I'm just wasting food time now. Okay, well that more or less proves that wolf buddies can't go through portals. Yeah, the wiki said as much, but it's nice to have, like, direct confirmations of things. Use you, good boy. You stay right here. Don't make me have to use food to heal you. I wonder if I'm severely overestimating how close I need to be to gain acclimation. If I do this. Yeah, okay. I don't know. Like, the game's music pauses when you're doing, when you've got the exit menu open like this. But I hope it does seem to still be running like normal behind that, though. Oh, interesting. They patched it so that you now have multiple stacks of deaths. That's a good thing. Because before, if you died more than once, you would lose track of the gravestone that had your actual stuff in it, and you would just have the tracking point for the one that had, like, whatever you brought with you to try and recover your stuff. Anyway, I'm going to see if I can just Google, because, like, I don't think there's any kind of list of distance in the wiki that I've noticed, at least for boars. Valheim tame distance. How do you move tamed animals long distance? I'll open that up just because I want to know. Animal taming guide. Okay, so that didn't have any helpful information. Well, this was a blurb that preferred that you just watch the video instead, but said that a lox takes an hour, so I bet wolves take also an hour, which is a bummer. But it said as long as you're within render distance for loxes, so maybe I am just aggressively too close, which is why I've always had troubles with taming. Yeah, I actually lost because Serpent Stew is so good that even a scrap of it compared to... Okay, so now the two wolves howling at each other, the one that's taming and the one that is tamed, is... It's like there isn't any such thing as a flat roof. Crystal wall. You know, I want to build... Jesus, that's tiny, son! And that takes 2 of them? You are definitely not getting anything useful done with crystals until you find the primary source of them. Golems appear to be just a decorative. Decorative source of the things. Oh my god. You're kidding me. They have like 2, 4, 6, like 8 to 10 health. What is that? Is that a 1x1 trait? What the hell? Crystal wall. What? Like, that's such a rare resource. Is that just... Oh, I bet it's windows. I bet it's meant to be windows. It's probably a primarily decorative resource. So if that information that... I probably walked over my campfire. Yeah, that was about to break. I've severely walked over that a number of times. Anyway, now what I was doing was trying to extend the coverage of this. It's not pretty, but it'll get the job done. Now I've got a more significant amount of shelter. But I don't favor as well that I can't watch the wolf. Oh, and I'm freezing. So yeah, I'm aggressively too close here, but I'm used to using walls to block line of sight. And this way, now that I'm not so tired and nodding off while I'm training Sneak, I will aggressively train Sneak here while watching him. You know, nah, it's fine. The reason he died before is because skeletons and Draugr are probably aggressively aggroed on anything that isn't a fellow undead. Well, actually, no, that's not right either, because skeletons and Draugr fight each other. Skeletons aggro on everything, but I wonder if Draugr can aggro onto wolves or not. Either way, those aren't enemies that normally spawn in this biome. That was an event. And I have confirmed that events won't despawn when you log out or anything. You know, there's no reason why I can't just a piece down there. Make sure I'm sneaking. Okay, yeah, the direction the character is facing matters. There's no reason I can't just put a stack down there. I forgot about that. They will just eat it one item at a time from the stack. I've just been sitting here piecing out one by one the food. I don't know why. I haven't gotten that wrong, right? They will eat it one at a time from the stack, right? I know that tamed animals do. Surely animals that you're taming do as well, right? I haven't just screwed myself by wasting... Well, I've still got 3 more after that, and that should be enough. So it said that loxes, in that little blurb underneath the video they wanted me to watch, would take an hour to tame. I guess the same can be said for wolves. I should check what my skill levels are at since I died again. Wood cutting back down to 33 from 35 or higher that it was probably at. Jump is down below 30 again, which is not cool. I really enjoyed having a high jump skill. Sneak is still up at 30, so it must have been at like 32 or higher, which is pretty impressive, honestly. Pickaxes have fallen below 35 that I remember they were at. It seems like the amount you lose is proportional to how much you had in the first place. Otherwise, I feel like most of these skills that I don't use often, like polearms, would be significantly lower. Because I'm almost 100% certain that there isn't like a minimum that your skill level can't fall beneath. So there must be some kind of downscaling as your skill gets lower and lower and you keep dying. I feel like, what with having been used to From Software games and the way that death is like completely without penalty, that I should be more unhappy with losing skill levels, but as effortless of a thing as it is, like honestly, look at this. I'm just holding down a single key and training sneak. Jumping is jumping. You can spam jump while you're running and jumping, and swimming is honestly the only skill that's kind of cumbersome to train, because I think like the same way I'm working it here with sneak, you have to keep moving to train swimming, but swimming is lethal. If you run out of stamina while swimming, you will die, and it's hard to get in and out of water bodies because any kind of slope that isn't like stair grade, you gotta be fucking with me. I was thinking that I was going to have to do this. Now it is a given. I'm almost certainly going to end up with more wolf aggro from this. No, he hasn't actually seen me, which is great. You guys can fuck off for a minute. Damage to my own walls here, but it's fine. Gotta make sure that they don't pick up any aggro on my wolf boy. Yeah, that's right. I've got enough stagger power to knock your ass right off balance from standing break. I don't even have to parry you guys anymore. I honestly hope that little tree there would block the arrow shot. So shield boys seem to have a bit more stagger potential. You're not. You didn't. You shitter. Nice job, boy. You're not even mine yet, and you're doing good work. Okay, that would have worked out if I had still had the stamina for that last hit. Oh, I didn't have the shield equipped. I don't know how that happened. Are you running away to... running away from me, honestly. Pretty stamina intensive to get rid of any given. You are actively looking to hunt my wolf in the pit, you shits. Okay, so that'll knock the skeleton off balance, and then I can space out the Draugr. Yeah, and you got low HP, so you ran away to heal a bit. I don't even know if you could heal from that or not. Okay, he was just a little bit away from being staggered by that third punch. Probably because I spaced out the hits a bit too much. Okay, so he's still taming. He kind of heard me because I got a little too close to the edge there. Alright, that is not a fun time, if I'm perfectly honest. Well, I don't like that. I don't know that I can really do a lot about it. Okay, so there's still some lingering enemies out and about from that event. Like, I'll have to just tear down the walls if I ever need to use this pit to tame wolves again. Once I get this second one going, though, I suspect that I won't really be concerned about it. Alright, time to fix stuff. I just realized that that might not be a bad... That's the sound of a skeleton somewhere. Fortunately, it doesn't seem like they'll break walls to path to a wolf. Because that one skeleton was just kind of stuck on the wall over there, and he didn't ever actually pull out, start punching it to try and break through to get to the wolf. So it's only the player and player constructs that they will really aggro hard to and start breaking to path. So I guess I've learned my lesson. Can't relax in the mountain biome ever. So instead, I'm just going to sit back in my chair, put my phone between me and the screen, and frickin' read books and play phone games while staring dead-eyed past the phone at the screen for the next zombie apocalypse in the mountain. While I wait for this wolf to tame, angle it a bit so that I can make sure that he either is continuing to golden heart or has meat in the box. Oh man, that's there isn't really a good position for my arms like this to get this. Okay, if I lean a bit to the right, I can kind of put the phone between me and the screen like this. I'd also like to be training sneak as long as I'm here. Yeah, I have to move right. If I move left, the camera janks because it gets underneath the roofing. And this positioning doesn't work because now I'm using my right hand for the keyboard, so if I use my left hand for the keyboard, I'd have to pull it forward a little bit, but now I got my arm stretched out, so that's good at tiring out my arm muscles. But I do now have the phone between me and the screen, so I can watch it and keep track of what's happening. I wouldn't mind hunting some more of those fen rings. They seemed like a pretty decent challenge. They do a significant chunk of damage, and I'm probably in need of repair. No, I've repaired my armor the last time I went home, so it's doing fine. Previously, a couple of the pieces of it were at half health, so I imagine after the extra combat I just did that it would be pretty low. Well, it seemed... Oh, there is the cold of the night, I think. No, I'm just simultaneously cold when not sheltered in the mountain biome, so don't need frost resistance yet, but it is getting close enough to night that I can sleep. Good, 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 good. When you wake, the taste of metal lingers. So I dreamed of being a predator. The Fen rings. I have not found a rune stone describing those yet. I imagine that kind of rune stone will spawn in the mountain biome. So far, I only found the one by Wolf, I want to say. That was basically just, I am having a bad time here in this mountain. And that was quite amusing. See, I do have one more of these. Okay, so that little clicking sound I just heard, that was definitely the sound of a skeleton. Where is it? I hear it, but I don't see it. And it doesn't seem to be aggroing on me either. I'm bleeding out from frost at the moment. Is that a golem? Or is that just a freezing gland from... Yeah, that's that stray drake that I killed that I was talking about. Must have died over here. Dropped this freezing gland and a trophy. I called that shit, son. Very nice. Most of the time it just torments me, but I have a pretty good memory for stuff like that. It's like my brain makes a footnote on it, something happened, and it just kind of hangs on to it and drops it on my lap later. Back to taming. I keep hearing that goddamn skeleton. There's a stray skeleton here somewhere, and it's driving me nuts, because I don't know where he is. Anyway, back to my phone game, and I guess, just stretch out those muscles in my left arm, so I can hold down the key on the keyboard. I really could stand to look into some way of getting the keyboard closer to me. Like, I can't just, like, I think the cable is honestly long enough that I could put it in my lap. It's just, that drives me nuts because then the keyboard jiggles all over the place. Because I've got a wireless keyboard that I tried as well. For whatever reason, they decided on that keyboard to have massive spaces between all of the keys. It's not massive, it's like 3/16 of an inch, something like that, between all of the keys. But I'm used to my keys being right next to each other. I think it's honestly the same amount of space, give or take. Why did I stop sneaking? Oh, I must have ran out of stamina. But I wasn't paying attention and I actually ran out of stamina. That's something else to keep tabs on, I suppose. But yeah, I think, like, in terms of the surface area of the keys, the spaces between the surface areas is probably the same, because most keyboards use slanted edges to the keys, and then those slanted edges meet at the base, but there's a gap between them so that there's a little bit of space. Whereas the wireless keyboard, the keys are straight, like the box edge, like straight box edges going straight down. There's some better way to describe this. Trapezoids? Could I describe? Probably. I haven't. It's been a long time since geometry. Let me Google this shit. Rhomboid is what I was saying, but a rhombus. A parallelogram with opposite equal acute angles, opposite equal obtuse angles, and 4 equal sides. And then a rhombus and... Shit, I just had the word in my head, now I can't remember it. List of geometric shapes. Trapezoid, that's it. Yeah. Trapezoids have one pair of parallel sides. Some have a line of symmetry. Okay. So I did have but I did have the right word in my head, but I wasn't able to distinguish it with accuracy because I couldn't remember the definitions of them. But a trapezoid. Most keyboards have trapezoid shapes to their keys, two slopes, sloping edges all the way around the sides, and then just, you know, a flat or a gently curved surface on top. Whereas this wireless keyboard I have, the keys are all just cubes, kind of. Very flat cubes, so like rectangular, three-dimensional shape, kind of. I don't know, like, I like looking at it now and comparing them. I think the gaps between the key tops, like the actual surface areas of the keys, is exactly the same, but it just doesn't feel right to me. But it does lend credence to the idea that I suspect that, oh, I need to position the camera so I can keep tabs on Wolf Boy. Yep, he's still taming, because he's a good boy. He killed a skeleton for me already. He's definitely going to need a much more glorious name than Doge. What was it? So even if the key spaces are technically the same, the arrow keys on that keyboard are scrunched down because they wanted to decrease the amount of surface space of it as much as possible. So the dumb key, the insert, home, page up, and down. Oh, I ran out of stamina. Home, end, insert, delete, page up, page down, print screen, scroll lock, and pause / break. I don't know what that key. I've never actually paid attention to that key. Anyway, those have all been scrunched up into small little flat ones on the top of the keyboard, and then the numlocks, the numpad, numlock, and arrow keys have been scrunched down. No, that sentence structure is incorrect. It implies the wrong amount of information. The arrow keys have been scrunched down so that they can be crammed underneath the shift key. There is no secondary Windows key on the right-hand side. Instead, there's just an Alt, a function, and a control. Then the arrow keys were put underneath the shift. And then the numpad has been just moved over so that it's right next to the backspace / enter and shift keys. And it just feels horrendous to my right hand if I ever need to use arrow keys for anything, which I rarely do because I WASD everything. I'm not sheltered here anymore for some reason. There's my shelter. But not here. Why? Why do I suddenly lose shelter here specifically? This roofing should be covering everything. Let me grab some more wood. If I have any. Oh, not really. Who's a good boy? So, I think there was... no. Yeah, there was just a little tiny tree here. Maybe if I... like, this isn't rust. I don't know if there is such a thing as soft sides to walls. Okay, that did it. Now I have shelter here as well, which saves me having to use frost potions. So it's just that there wasn't enough wall on one side. The roofing still does cover me in this space. Now my stamina will recover damn near instantly. Yep. And it looks like Wolf Boy ate a piece of meat. Depending on which one was which, I've either successfully confirmed or denied the accusation that a untamed animal eating food will just wolf down the whole stack. But it doesn't matter. Raw meat is no big issue, and even if it was a boar at this point, my carrot supply is freaking ridiculous at this point. Aw, man, I just remembered I killed a 1-star boar in the swamp the other day, and that makes me sad again. You know, wolf meat isn't bad, and the wolf pelts are great for comforts, adding an extra point of comfort to a house relatively effortlessly. It would be much to my favor to try and move wolves into my house so that I can make a pen for them across from the boars. Because I definitely don't want to keep them and breed them here. That's... nah. It's like I need someplace safe for them. And I think that my house in the meadows is probably the only good point for that. Because trolls will spawn in the Black Forest. Drakes can get over walls in the mountain here. And then there's the golems and the fen rings to worry about in case they aggro onto my tamed wolves. Okay, yeah, so I think tamed, like, based on what I just saw, I think that tamed animals will, in fact, consume an entire stack instead of one at a time. It's just tame animals that will consume it one at a time, even if you stack it up. So I do need to separate that out. Did I just aggro him? I can't tell. And I'm taking freezing damage because I'm too far from the fire, so I can't check. Yeah, I did aggro him. Okay, I need to back off a little bit. And the spotting mechanic, when you look at something so that its HP bar will display, lasts long enough that I will see him lose aggro before that wears off. Aggro, so I can go ahead and move back up again. I think there's a gap there in the wall. Yeah, there's definitely one there, and then there's another one here because I put the walls down in such a panic. That, yeah, that's how he's spotting me. So I'm gonna hurry up and try and fix that. Ooh, 10 wood. Oh, that's right, I had a crafting bench down here. So let me just hurry up and pick these back up real quick. Okay, good. The wood didn't actually fall down in the pit. I got the camera zoomed out too far, so I can't actually see the alignments on these. Yeah, that wall next to it's kind of stuck in the ground too far for it to snap to it, but as long as they overlap, I can do that. Good. But I do need to spot him so that I can see when he loses aggro. Fortunately, there isn't really anything down there for him to attack anymore, because the staircase is already out, but it's wasting the food timer that he has in him every time he spots me, because he's not taming while he's aggro. Alright, there is still another piece down there. I've probably wasted a significant chunk of foods at this point, so I might end up needing to throw in the next 2 bits as well. And this is why I brought 7 to 8 pieces with me, because I expected problems and troubles like this. This is such a long and tedious process, but I do believe that it will eventually pay out quite well. Because it seems like wolves are somewhat fragile compared to most enemies, but they have a ridiculously high amount of damage for what they are, and they're unbelievably fast. So I think I could safely classify them as a kind of glass cannon, which is fine for an enemy, not an enemy, for a tameable follower, I would say. Obviously, it won't be very practical to move large quantities of them between continents, but in theory, you could set up, like you could breed up an extra buffer's quantity of them, push 2 onto a boat. I think that someone said you could do with like a plank, overstanding the boat and then just dropping the plank out so that they drop onto the boat. I think I saw someone mention in passing that they will attempt to aggro onto a serpent and jump off the boat. I don't know if they can swim, or if they'll just die on contact with the water, or if they'll sink straight to the bottom and then drown or something like that. I don't know how the wolves interact with water. There isn't exactly water anywhere near the mountain biomes. That's kind of a very, like, it's the opposite ends of the sea level spectrum. Mountains are above sea level. Oceans have a depth below sea level. You can't hit water until you dig deep enough into the ground, so on and so forth. And I think the minimum bedrock layer for, I'm pretty sure that the base of that pit right over there, even just this high up on the mountain, is that high. And it's significantly higher than everywhere else in the Black Forest around it. So I don't think you could practically find a way to interact with water with with wolves without dragging them into the Black Forest at the minimum, let alone to an ocean beach. And until I have a nice buffer quantity of them, I don't feel like experimenting with it. But so say you do get a nice buffer of them in a nice safe place, drop 2 of them on a boat, and then take them to another continent. You could then breed a pack of wolves for that continent, and then jump to the next continent with 2 of those, and do the same. And it's much easier to make more wolves on a new continent than try to move a large quantity of wolves from one continent to the next. It also then would give you several fallback buffers of packs of wolves in case any given continent contains too extreme of a environment that murders all of them all at once. You'd then be able to step back onto a previous continent, boat a fresh pair over, and then rebreed them over there again, probably with a more secure pen, I would say. And then assault the new continent with those as well. I think that it would take a bit of work and time, but boar meat, and now that they have deer meat and all that, I assume that wolves, whether the tamed or untamed versions, I would presume that the tamed versions especially will probably consume any kind of raw meat. Wonder what would happen if you feed them their own wolf meat. It would be quite amusing to see. But maybe you accidentally turn them into a fen ring, and then they lose their taming and they aggro on you and they try to murder you for giving them cannibalism. Anyway, oh god, this still takes forever. I'm just desperately grasping for talking concepts. Anyway, so moving up, kind of Noah's arcing pairs of wolves to make new packs on continents, I think would be not a terribly unfeasible idea. I think because if they do, whether they do or don't die on contact with the water, even if they do swim, it would be inevitable that they would die out in the ocean where you would encounter a sea serpent, because it's just too far from land and there's no way you'd be able to construct anything. I mean, maybe, if you got super lucky and a Leviathan spawned really close, you could encourage them to follow you and swim towards the Leviathan, but depending on how much stamina they have, which I doubt is anywhere near enough to swim to a Leviathan from someplace deep enough for a sea serpent to spawn, especially if they spent time chasing the sea serpent around. It's just guaranteed that unless a Leviathan somehow magically spawned right underneath the wolf to lift them up out of the water. And even then, would they aggro on the Leviathan? Would they try to attack the Leviathan? I don't know. Probably. Why not have everything that can possibly go wrong? Anyway, if a wolf falls out of the boat, it's probably dead. Whether it does so instantly or it just drowns slowly. So you would have to skirt the coastline to make sure that you didn't get into the deep ocean enough for sea serpents to spawn, but at the same time you would then also have to make sure that you maintain a balance between being too close to the shore that it spots skeletons and gray dwarves and such on the coast and tries to jump off to get them, and then not too far away from the ocean that sea serpents start spawning and it tries to aggro and jump onto them. I would say that the developers eventually could add a quality of life change where wolves that are staying either don't aggro onto things unless it gets close to them. A staying wolf has a significantly decreased aggro radius as opposed to a following one. Then that would allow you to basically tell them to sit in the boat and eat, and it would be easy to make that shortened radius comfortable for guarding a house. but short enough that like they wouldn't spot stuff on the shore if you sail far enough away that you're just on the edge of the ocean and the shore. Or they could just add a third state, which is hold position or sit. It would probably be better to just call it sit. So you could then toggle three-way through. Well, then you would have, like, say you have like a pack of 10 wolves. Cycling through stay and sit, in addition to follow, would be quite tedious. Perhaps you could craft a whistle, and then with a whistle in your hand, you could have left mouse click to follow, right mouse click to stay, middle mouse click to sit. That could work. I wonder if there's a feedback page. It wouldn't be a terrible idea to say either crafting it out of bone fragments, or maybe going the extra mile and saying you have to make it out of a wolf fang to make it an extra thematic wolf whistle. You could craft a whistle that allows you to command wolves in the area around you that you've tamed. It could be yay! Oh, thank God, finally. This takes forever. Alright, time to sleep. To get the daylight. Alrighty. No, I think I just grabbed the portal on accident. Whoops. When I go back through that, I'm probably going to end up on the roof because I changed it to A. I'm going to call that a glitch. I think the portal didn't update its tag in time, so it let me go through it while still considering it the mountain. And I just found a glitch. Neat. I'm going to take these 2 meats and try and breed myself an extra wolf to have a more secure transport home. No, wait, I remember reading that wolf, you are thematically capable of being in this box. You are a trophy, you go in the trophy box. Pine cones are outside. I'm never going to plant cones in my farmland. I could stand to make a different box in here for tree seeds. Oh, pardon me. Oh, speaking of, did I have... Yeah, I left the fermenter empty. I'm such an idiot. How about frost resistance? How is my box storage? Yeah, I'm probably going to be spending more time fighting fenrings and golems in the mountains, just to wrap my head around their combat. Because I don't know what the bone... Like, so the Elder has basically unleashed Draugr and skeletons into free roaming the world. Is the conclusion that I've come to, what with the new swamp event that I've just encountered. Let's see, I'll make more food while I'm working on this as well. I'll probably need more than that since it uses it for both recipes. Need honey, because it's a mead. A few more chunks of meat since I'm making stew. A few more because I'm making jerky. Okay, what else am I missing? Make some jerky. Pieces of jerky will be enough for now. Make some stew. I don't need the turnips anymore. Upgrade? Why is there an upgrade tab in the cauldron? I hope they use that at some point. That would just tickle me pink. Let's see, where is frost resistance? Blood bags. That's the really weird ingredient that I can never remember. Like Great Dwarf Eye. Singular. It wouldn't kill me to make more meat bases at once, except that I never know when I'm about to move out of the practicality of any given resource. Given the hostility of this environment, it would not be a terrible idea for me to keep these on me. Right, and dump the honey back in the box. Go harvest some more honey while I'm thinking about it. Get rid of this pine cone. Dump meat. Thistle. Oh, I almost called it thorns. Take the 4 with me so that I can do some wolf breeding, possibly. Grab a couple extra of these. Check the hives. Now, I find it peculiar that I have not spotted a single extra beehive, because I swore that I found 3 while just generally wandering around the meadows at the beginning of the game, but I've never re-found that 3rd hive that I thought I had encountered. It's possible that I just, in my explorations where I was kind of lost and wandering about without direction, I actually encountered the same hive twice and thought that it was a different one. And I'm kind of leaning on that theory right now, so I haven't like really gone out and just like combed the forest with a fine-tooth comb. Then again, now that I'm like really leaning on my memory, I'm wondering, I feel like when I was out exploring the ocean, doing some sailing between continents, and hopping onto shores to grab like tin, I think. When I was sailing for the Elder, I want to say is what the journey's goal was then. I feel like I saw a house with a beehive in it and broke it down, got the queen, and then I had to stuff it in a box. I'd never find what, like, repurposed ruin I'd put that in, I'm sure. So it's not much point thinking about that, but it bugs me that I did something that dumb, I think. Alright, replant the carrots I currently have. Already out. 2, 3, 4. Let's see, let's say 10-ish. Let's make it 12 just to bump it up a bit. Nope, I ran out of seeds. Thought I ran out of stamina. Alright, there's that then. Not pulling in very many carrots anymore, but I have a very thick stockpile of them, as can be seen. I have finally crested a full stack of turnips. Oh, I knew there was something I needed to put back in the box. It's the cultivator. There we go. Okay, and then stash the honey. Did I step on the fire? Looks like I did. I should stop jumping over it now that I know that that's a mechanic. Get nighttime out of the way. Get stuck on stairs. Oh, carved from dark wood, beneath ragged sails, you lie with your arms folded across your chest. I can't quite seem to read those fast enough, even when I'm just going by. Like I stopped myself halfway through trying to read it out loud because I recognized it was a message I hadn't read before, and I still couldn't keep up with it. Did they decrease the amount of time that those are on screen? Okay, so yeah, the mountain portal has been deactivated by accident, but it should be. Yeah, I ended up turning it into A on accident. Quick portal A. There we go, and oh no, wait, what? That's not good. Well, drat. Okay, but I think if I just deconstruct you. So what's closer? Do I run to the mountain or do I run to the Grand Bridge and teleport there? Let's run to the Grand Bridge and then teleport home and then try to teleport to the mountain. Because if that doesn't work, then I can just take the portal back to the Grand Bridge. Should be jumping to try and retrain my jumping skill. Yeah, okay, so you'll see there, it was a very tiny jump up, but it did grant me just enough stamina, increasing my stamina bar. I think that must have been the mechanic I was leaning on when I was constantly using the short duration honey as kind of an impromptu beginner's healing potion. I want your meat! Give me your meat! I need your meat! I don't care about your hide, I don't care about your head, but I want that meat. I'll just dump a head into my... Yep, there it is. Out of here. I could throw you in the obliterator, but I haven't really... What was that sound? I haven't really got the obliterator to work for me. Oh, I think that's the sound I heard. I think it would be amusing if you had a shield in your left hand when punching, and it did extra damage for unarmed combat. Perhaps you would craft a shield that would do that with a spike in the center, although I don't know if Vikings ever use that. The rounded semicircle in the center is for, especially on on this buckler like this, is specifically designed for improving the effectiveness of your parrying, because the rounded surface makes it harder to get proper edge alignment when you're swinging the shield at the weapon that your enemy is swinging at you. So even if you, like, say, had it made out of stone and not metal, it would make it much harder for a weapon that theoretically could break the stone with a clean edge alignment to be able to damage your shield or get stuck in it. I don't know that parrying specifically designed shields ever came up until they had metalworking. Because, like, I'm thinking of, like, the shields that I can and that have, like, that rounded center point in the middle, and most of them, basically, Mount Portal is still deactivated. I don't know why I bothered checking that. Okay, you are active now. So you successfully reconnected to what I'm hoping is the mountain portal. Yeah, because there was a name conflict between two A's. That should deactivate and reactivate, or at least just update itself. I see that clattering sound. I swear there is a skeleton somewhere around here. Is there like an underground cubbyhole underneath one of these rocks somehow, or something? I don't know what's going on. Anyway, my inventory is full, and since I'm about to make a journey on the way home, I think he's trying to aggro onto that dog. Or no, I think that dog is trying to aggro onto that skeleton, so it must be in that direction somewhere. Stuff that I would like to bring home is all of this, but I have no space because I have my portal ingredients in me from the A portal I picked up at the former crypt farming outpost, which didn't turn into a crypt farm at all. Instead ended up just being my base for the Dark Forest for most of the extended stay there. Anyway, what I was talking about with shields before is like all of the shields that I can think of that have that rounded center half circle or half sphere in the middle were made of wood, maybe with like a metal band around the edge of it so that somebody couldn't swing their sword into the side of your shield, get it stuck, and then use it as a lever to rip it out of the way and attack you with something else like a secondary weapon, like a dagger, or if they stuck the polearm in there, their ally could then just come in with a sword and hack your face off. It's like I haven't put in any kind of dedicated study into. Let's see. I might want to keep the portal supplies on me as an emergency supply. Yeah. I just watched skeleton videos and some Shadversity and just other miscellaneous. Like whenever an opportunity to learn a little bit more about melee armed combat and history comes up, I generally tend to jump to that. actually will bring us full 20 stacks so that I can put down a bench and have 10 spare to do miscellaneous constructions. Got 20-ish plus minutes on all of my food. It's very nice having that timer now. I think that's enough for me. Back to the mountain. Ooh, do I have wood in this box? I don't. Okay, I'm gonna want to bring much more wood than this before me. Leave the food here because I know I'll probably be needing that. I'd like to take this stone back to the house because I am going to be doing stone upgrades on the house at some point. So the stockpile will be nice to have. Just pressed shuffle always tickles me. Okay, good. That helped drop weight. Hammer, stockpiling, stones. I love this mechanic, honestly I do. Having a visual representation in your world of the amount of wealth that you have that is functional and useful. It's like, it is everything I've ever wanted. It's like, I don't normally go for decorative things like that, but since it's a one-to-one harvest and... Where am I gonna put the crystals? In here, I guess they're technically a high-octane drop, like the rest of this is right now. I'll probably be needing to make a dedicated mountain box here soon. I don't really have any space. Like, maybe right here. I could stand to make a trophy metal box. How's my iron supply? Yeah. I do need to find a swamp crypt, get up 20, make an iron pickaxe, run to the top of the mountain, grab some obsidian, and see what that unlocks for me. I'm hoping it'll cascade into a couple of other items I've discovered to make new stuff. Grab wood, grab wood. I'm going to need to make staircasing to get the wolf out. That's what I need the wood for. Did I leave the portal stuff here? No, I put the portal stuff in here. Okay. Bring that with me. I was wondering if I put that in the box at the mountain. I should have. Would have given me more space to bring other stuff in. I think I've got most of it though, like the dragon egg. I should bring the dragon egg with me after I get the wolf out of the hole. Yeah, bring these with. Okay, I was about to say, it's like, how did that encumber me? There is no way. I've still got the belt on and everything, but it's like, no, the resting buff popped up on the screen and I just immediately assumed it was telling me I was over encumbered. Drop the stones off. Yeah, you're enough for another stack. Stick you in there. Portal supplies would probably be a good idea to keep on hand. Brought the blaze, the gland home with me. That's still fermenting. They're still selected on the stone pile, which is convenient. Back on repair. Put you away. Because the game does remember the last thing you had. I like having my knife on my belt like this. It doesn't remember my movement at all, but it looks thematic. Excuse me? The ground is shaking. What does that mean? What does that mean? Oh, okay. I mean, I don't consider this a problem, honestly. Good. Running out of stamina in the middle of the fight like that is kind of a pain in the ass. You already spotted me. You appear to be trying to aggro onto the boars, but can't quite get at them. Yeah, I didn't parry that. Yeah, it doesn't look like he's actually getting... Well, I stand corrected. It appears he is trying to get swings at the boars. Yeah, he's broken through the maypoles. I'm glad I built the stake walls. This way, dipshit. Oh, he does bonus damage to the stake walls? That's horse shit. Ran out of stamina, so I'm not going to be able to capitalize on this. Just recover stamina right now. Of course. Just a little bit too low to do a diving stab on his dick to finish him off. Alright, it looks like he didn't really get anyone in here. It looks like he got one boar, maybe. Must have been with splash damage from his slamming attack. I'm very happy about having made stake walls instead of just pens. He broke my crafting bench. Looks like he... Oh yeah, he was about to get all the way in. Fortunately, even when enemies break things, I think it still gives you a full 100% refund on your resources. I don't really know how I had this before, but right now the priority is getting everything fixed up. Maypole fences didn't really last. Is that what they called? Round pole, not maypole. Maypole is like the decorative thing that can no longer be constructed. Don't know that this makes a difference, but it looks nice thematically, so... Yeah, they don't snap to each other. You can kind of line them up, but for the most part, these look just fine if you have them randomly aligned like this. Let's go stuff those troll supplies in the box, so I can make sure I'm picking everything up. Hello. I will collect your loot in a minute. My inventory is full. Honestly, that event's just free money for me at this point. I have got the download on all of the attacks that the trolls can use against me. And my equipment is such a much higher level now than it used to be that I'm not really concerned about anything. Alright, so since I don't have enough iron in the first place to make anything more useful for myself at the moment, I'm going to immediately take this. Let's see. Okay, so this is straight up too fat to fit between these, I don't think. It's just poor meat and pen. This is not the supply that I was taking to the wolves. I already put those in the mountain box. Dump the leather. And apparently I got some resin from those graylings I killed. Okay, and now I would like to... This takes fine wood. Okay, so make sure I grab that so I don't accidentally walk out, end up needing an emergency portal, and then not have the wood for it. Fine. Okay, so I could probably move the stuff out of this box real quick. Put it here temporarily. There's no point for the U anymore because I stockpile anything over 50. So I don't need to have an overflow location for stones. Ow. Oh, did I put it back in the box like a dunce? I did. There, that's better. So what I'm doing here is this was an easier box to pull out. So now I can test whether or not the new, better box is too fat. No, okay, it allows plenty of overlap. So I can just grab a bunch of your stuff, throw down a temporary box of regular tree here to move you guys out. Good. And then what I do want to do is put you back in, because while it will let me put down a reinforced chest between the smaller boxes, I don't know if it would let me put smaller boxes overlapping on the reinforced chest. It's probably a good idea to have you jut. Well, you're going to be jutting out either way, but yeah, let's have you jut backwards. That'll be fine instead of forwards. Because if it's jutting forwards, then when I'm standing over here, it will probably block me getting out of this chest. Alright, now we're going to dump a ton of trophies into the new massive box. This is such an upgrade. I love it. It's a little bit of a kick in the ass that it takes iron. And that iron is such a massive grind, but the value is there. I'll reorganize this at a later date. Alright, and now you can be repurposed into mountain exclusive drops. For the time being, I'll classify crystal as a mountain drop. And you are trollhide and abyss cores and certlings and blah 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 blah. You. Wolf pelts fit in nicely with the wolf stuff. I keep meat in the other box. I might eventually move. Yeah, it's probably a good idea to just move the frost potions into the mountain box. Oh, I thought that was done. I didn't think that. That was a mistake on my part. So yeah, it's logical enough to keep those over here, and that opens up more space over there, so I don't have to use an iron upgrade on that box yet. Depending on whether I find other sources of crystal, and there will also be obsidian in case I can't use that yet. This will be a good place for it. I'll organize this into tiering so that it looks better when I have the box open later. I've got plenty of wood to staircase the wolf out now. I will need to make more jerky though. I'm about to eat my last piece. Getting dark again. Kind of a nuisance. I think there is a pretty generous window in which it'll let you get in the bed. Yeah. So just do that right now. Nip that weed in the bud before it sprouts. So up to this point in the game, I could count on the fingers of one hand the number of events I've gotten, like the world events that I've gotten up to this point. But it seems like the events are coming a lot faster and closer together than they used to. Oh, I am freezing because, like a dumbass, I dumped every last one of my freezing potions into the box. Because I stacked it from the chest into my inventory, which put them all together, so I didn't have the two that I'd separated out to bring with me. Genius. I am a genius. Now would be a good time to test, since I just slept and it advanced the world forward. I don't know how many tick-based items. Yeah, either it just takes a really long time or it doesn't affect the inventory. I should be able to get away with one because I'm leaving the mountain biome. Also, this sea storm raising the tide isn't going to matter to me because I'm going to be up above sea level on mountain. And then running through the forests, I will probably take them to the Grand Bridge because that will be a nice, effortless way to lead them home without worrying about rivers. No, I'm not. Alright, time for big staircase adventures. So let's put it like say here. Immediately presume that I'm going to be spiral staircasing my way out of this nonsense. Damn it, there's not a bench over here. I think I had another bench on the opposite side of this hole at some point. Yeah, like right here. That during the Draugr events, the swamp smell events, whatever they're called, got busted by the mobs. Best to just assume that he's not going to be able to get up that. My fat ass might be blocking this because I'm standing roughly where I'm trying to put it at the same time. Wood. Maybe I can get him up on there and then over here, and then that should work. Okay. With me, buddy, with me. Come along. Please don't go away. Alright, so what are we gonna call you? You killed a skeleton for me before you even have finished taming and becoming an ally, so you need a suitably more grandiose name than Doge. I am a clever man. No. I need you to come here. Surely they can, like, run, right? Yeah, they can run. It's just they don't bother unless they're far enough away from you. No. Stays means stays, boys. In you go. In you go. Stop. Okay, follow me. Get over here. They are definitely trying to find that skeleton that I keep hearing. Okay, it's fine. I'm leaving to bring them with me anyway. Sure, let's take the egg. I've still got 100 pounds spare. I'll dump these so I've got slots. Emergency portal just in case. Oh, there you are! You are been such a nuisance. You've been making me paranoid. My wolves have been frightened, honestly. No way! He one-shot the wolf? Are you fucking with me? That is horseshit. Well, not quite one shot, but... No, don't kill the wolf. Don't kill my last wolf, you absolute fucking tosspot. Run, my boy, run! I think he just killed my last wolf. Fuck! That is horseshit. You're from the same biome and tier. How can you one-shot them? Oh my god, all of that work. Like, straight, raw, 2 hours worth of work. Down the fucking drain because of a single Drake. Oh, that is horseshit. Fucking now what? Oh, goddamn. Well, just gotta tame the wolves again, I guess. Oh, boy. Can I go take my pick and just fucking break that goddamn drake nest? It's like, fuck the dragon eggs respawning. I don't give a shit about that. I'll find another drake nest when I need that shit. I need this goddamn area to be tamed, so I can stop having to do this shit for hours at a time. So this is a problem. It's fine that, like, your initial investment of, like, taming an aggressive enemy like a wolf takes so much time, but they should not be vulnerable to dying to, like, a single hit from the goddamn drakes. That's horseshit. Like, a troll or something else hitting them, yeah, like, whatever. But drakes, really? They die to one hit from fucking drakes? Of all the damn things? That's bullshit. Like a golem? Yeah. You encounter a golem on your way off the mountain. That's just bad luck. I'll call that a fluke or act of God. And a bad time is fine. But not the drakes. The drakes are all over the damn place. They fly. They could follow you literally anywhere. Oh, I am mad. It's been a while since something actually got me upset. Feels nice. Anyway. A little too high. Yeah, if I sneak shot them, it's a one shot, one kill. Great, now I have to find another set of wolves. I'll try and get 2 in the pit at the same time now because, really, whatever. Let's fight you up top of the mountain, and that should be fine. Just avoid or combat. What is the goddamn mechanic for it again? Not control. So it's right click and space to dodge. Okay, that's might dare to just take regular swings. That's a new attack. What is that sound they keep making when they swing? Is it healing? It's not much damage, but it's basically free while I'm waiting for my health to recover. Yeah, because I can't quite get all the way around them. That new attack that they do with their left arm seems to have a pretty wide cone sweep in front of them. Now is a good time to go for the potion instead. It's much more worthwhile. Yeah, that has much more range, and it seems to hit a full 180 in front of them. I could technically still get behind them, but if I fuck it up and try to block, I end up taking a big chunk of damage like that. Yeah, that's what I was afraid of. Rolling won't allow you to recover fast enough to block in order to bring your shield up after it. That's why I wasn't enthusiastic about trying to take a dodge rolling strat, because I haven't put time into being really good at it yet. Might just die of freezing to death before I get back there, but... Oh, pair of wolves. That's cute. Let me just get inside real quick. Go home. Eat. Rest. Chug a potion of frost resistance. Try to get them trapped in the hole without getting bit, because if I get bit, it's going to be a one-hit kill if I have no armor on, even with a ton of HP. just bring this with me for the moment. I really do need to make a bigger stockpile of serpent soup so that I've got it for emergency consumption like this. 2 honey, I think, and then 2 mushrooms. Yeah. Oh, well, I need another set of honey. Perfect. Concerning that I've already burned through that second stack that I was keeping, but, gets the job done. Give me that. Give me it, I say. God, my boar meat is down to the minimum. Which reminds me, I was doing this and then I forgot. Alright, so now I have an emergency last resort one that I can stick in there. I'm going to try and eat 2 high-quality meats instead of... Let's see, let's bring 10 of you, I want to say. And then the butcher knife. I didn't explicitly need to challenge the golem, but so let's see. Oh yeah, I guess the troll did in fact get a few more of the boars than I had originally assumed. Alright, and you boys... Oh, there's another one here. Alright, cool. Must have had quite a few in here. There you go, guys. Get to munching. Good boys. I'd like to finish refixing those fences and then add a second layer of stake walls around the current layer. But I will concern myself with that at a later date. Put these in the box. I believe those are far enough away from any crafting bench that they'll end up respawning. Much like the wolf pelt that I lost on the snow shack on the top of the mountain. Hides can go in here. Meat. Actually, no, I'm going to need a large supply of meat. Hopefully, deer meat will also work. Make sure I put this away so I don't have that taking up a slot in my inventory once I ever get my stuff back. Alright, time to eat food and make merry. Okay, so since they bumped up the minimum stamina on the serpent foods, they're now once again in the very top tier, but it's a much closer race than it was before. Like with them having like just 5 and like 4 HP, or stamina, I mean. Stamina fallback stat that they were giving you, it made it much more critical to have either a second more balanced food and then a third stamina dedicated food. Now it's a bit more sustainable to have all 3. Like this is a good well-rounded setup now. Before, this would have been a bit too heavily stacked on health and not enough stamina. I'm gonna have 2 slots of wood when I get there, but that's fine. It's gonna be dicey trying to bait 2 wolves into the pit. If one gets in and one doesn't, I might just end up straight dead. Yeah, okay, you guys have a huge enough aggro radius. Oh no, I don't have a hammer to break these. Fortunately, I can Skyrim my way out, but unfortunately, they can follow me. I can probably just grab a hammer from... I think I keep a spare. I'm sure I have a spare hammer in one of my boxes. I hope to God they will eat deer meat. No, these are the... Yeah, these are the equipment. Okay, I do have a spare. This is gonna be dicey. I'm gonna have so much extra stuff in my inventory when I get there to recover that, they're not immediately on the other side of the door, are they? Yeah, they are. I'm on fire. But I've got plenty of HP. I forgot about that. Oh god. I've got enough to tank 2 hits from them, but that's dicey. That's dicey business. Yeah, you're fucking stuck in the hole, bitches. Enjoy. Now that I've got that crafting bench on the other side, it should keep that wood from despawning, so I don't have to worry about that for a while. Now, about my previous death on the mountaintop and my supplies. Gonna need more stamina to Skyrim this. Okay, I can't get any grip on that rock, so a little bit of fall damage, that's fine. Here's the broken rock from the first. Yeah, those two are just going at it. Hopefully that'll be providing enough distraction for me to get my stuff and get out. The Drake will periodically switch targets between me and him. I think he'll focus me down because I'm much more readily available than the Drake. Don't give a shit about you. Frost resistance should be doing plenty for me. I might take some hits here. Yeah, that definitely hurt even without armor, but it's not anywhere near as much of a threat. That is a threat, though. You feel stronger. Oh, that's the belt. I forgot that that's what the belt's message is. All drakes must die. Okay, you ended up full healing. You got a problem with the treat there, buddy? Yeah, I just straight blocked that, and it did a fair amount to me. My higher health does seem to increase the amount of stagger damage I can take. So that mechanic is functioning as intended. That was the attack I actually wanted. Looks like you'll follow. Are you like comboing? You go for the double overhead? No, you broke Agni. Okay, I cannot parry and pivot at the same time. Duly noted. Seems like you'll follow that attack up with, yeah, even if you break stance, you'll follow it up with the second swing with the wide cone. And you'll cone. I think you haven't gone for the double overhead that you used to when you were stuck on the rocks before, though, which has got me. Ow! I didn't block that at all. That's got me slightly concerned that I haven't seen that double overhead again. I'd like to just be kind of like Dark Souls and Bloodborne this, and like just treating him like a boss or a mini boss and getting behind his butt and slapping him there. But with the way that you kind of stance up when you swing a weapon and your feet nailed to the ground, it's not very viable with anything but the dagger, and the dagger is kind of weak. Yeah, and you will track with your attacks. That's how I died before. I wasn't sure, but now I am. That right arm attack that you do doesn't have any tracking hardly at all on it. But either the cone is massive enough, or the... Oh, can you do that with either arm? I thought you could only do that with your left arm. Can you cone with either arm? That's going to make this much more complicated, because I was thinking that I could just pay attention to which arm he's flexing with. But if he can cone with... Yeah, he can cone with either arm. That's not great. Why am I not recovering? It's not night yet. I should be healing more. I mean, it takes a shit ton of stamina. Yeah. Unless I'm just explicitly spinning in a circle around him, there is not enough rotation. Do I have stones? Has he dropped stones for me somewhere? No. I would like to... Okay, he did break stones here. I don't have enough? Oh, there's only 3? Break this rock for me again, son? Thank you. Okay, it's gonna take a bit of doing, but it can be done. So if he rotates at the hip, I need to back off. Shit. Oh, 1 star. No, don't kill my 1 star. I would like to have that. That's a bit too many wolves, though. It's gonna be pretty dicey to get just the one I want to die, especially since the golem chunked the other ones for me. If I don't get out of here... Okay, that actually was an effective combat roll, but that was just me pressing a bunch of buttons at once. I didn't intend to do that. Potion, please. No, not the fucking potion animation! Damn it! Yeah, the wolves and the golem are gonna go at it, and the wolves are gonna lose that fight, so I should not have been... 2 birds with 1 stone was not gonna happen there. Burn the hand is worth 2 in the bush. I should have focused on getting away from the golem. Glad I made that extra serpent stew. Although my cooked serpent meat supplies are going to get pretty low now. I've been holding on to the raw serpent meat in case there's something else that I can make with it. But it's probably not going to be a viable concern in the future. Just eat the sausage because I really don't care. What is my stamina like? Yeah, that is no stamina whatsoever. I shouldn't have eaten the sausage. I should have gone for the turnip stew, but eh. Going to have to quaff another frost potion. Just take it with me at the moment while I heal. Get my shit. Probably be swarmed by wolves. Time to sleep. Oh no, I think the wolves in the pit might end up despawning because I didn't actually throw any meat. 100 ghosts crowding thickly around your bedside, seeking warmth and life until something thumps deep in the middle of the ground. They jump like crumbs on a drumstick and are gone. So I wonder, I saw that shadowy figure with a staff outside of a crypt once, and my dreams have been getting a bit more concerning of late since then. I don't know if those two are correlated or not. Yeah, it wasn't a troll cave, it was a crypt that I saw that outside of. I hope that there are at least the 2 no-star wolves in the pit for me. Did I sleep? Can't sleep this time. Okay, so it is. Alright, you boys are still down there. That's nice. So what I was doing before that was very, very stupid and that got me killed was I was trying to pick off the no-star wolves without hitting the 1-star. Well, this is going to be a problem. Don't have enough stamina to really be Skyrimming. And they have a much easier time navigating the mountain than I do. They're also faster than me by default, and they can hit me. Unless I Skyrim really hard like that, they can just walk right to me. Looks like I found the aftermath of their fight with the golem. Take their supplies. Yeah, he immediately repathed around me. Wolves are aggressively effective on the mountain. Seriously though, where is my shit? A separate icon for... Yeah, Golem just destroys them. No contest. Seriously though, where's my shit? This is the original death. It is no longer relevant. Fortunately, I think I've been dying close enough back to back that it hasn't been taken from my skills but once. There it is. Like literally almost at the peak and tucked in a dip like this. Why can't I get down? Oh, please. If I throw all of this in. What excess stuff have I... Oh, it's the hammer. Fuck the cone. Give me that. Screw the resin. Give me that. Okay, good. And it broke. I'm gonna let that, that Drake keep that golem busy so that it doesn't tail me. I'm just gonna scoot my way down the mountain and take the 2 birds in my pit instead of the 4 that I could hunt out and about. Alright, so they're still down there. And I have learned my lesson 1 stack piece at a time. Yeah, if I throw a stack in there, they will eat the whole stack in one bite instead of taking it a piece at a time. Man, this has been some intense times. I should be keeping a hammer spare here anyway. I'll make a new one and upgrade it to level 3 when I get home. I can use this crafting bench to fix basically nothing, but I can make more arrows. And I do want to dump my current supplies of loot. I no longer have a potion on me, which is not ideal. I'll hang on to both. Okay, so they can eat the deer meat. I've got a higher stock of deer meat than I do boar meat, and I also use boar meat in my cooking. I'll save these here. I'll sneak my way over there just to be extra safe. And do not attempt to sneak roll. This is not Skyrim. Now that I have them taming away, I want them... Oh, I think I had... I thought I got it to snap to it for a second there. It's a shame that you can't get it to snap, but... Oh, I should eat my own words. I was about to say, it's a shame you can't get it to snap to it by just pointing it at the wall that you're trying to attach it to, but I just literally did that, so... Now here, I don't want it to snap. I want it to overlap, because otherwise there's going to be a gap there that I think they could spot me through. Yeah, if I point it at the base instead of the middle wall, it will snap. It's fine, although I'll need to overlap it a bit here too. Okay, I've run out of wood, but that's enough. I can go over here to throw in food. Speaking of, as long as it's in single bits, they will only eat when they're hungry. I'm just gonna... Okay, so something is really keeping an eye on me. Somehow. Somewhere. Man. Like, I saw that 1-star wolf, and I was so excited. It's like, this is an opportunity. And I really, really shouldn't have jumped at that opportunity, because in the middle of a Drake and Golem war, and the fact that it was nighttime, I didn't really compute and connect that the reason I had a 1-star wolf was because it was the middle of the night. Hello. Oh, hey, holy shit. Hey, Wyatt. long ago was that chat message sent? Oh, cat or insulin shot. I don't think I have enough wood. Yeah, I don't have enough wood for another. Okay, there's the shelter. Well, I could get the wood if I jumped in the pit. Don't feel like dying, though. Multi-temp multiplayer. That would be awesome. Hey, that's still pretty neat. Damn. Hey, Fatbot, you hungry? Come on. I bet you're hungry.
Yes, you are.
Right. Oh, I still got the game and the recording running. Derp. I don't suppose you boys tame. No, because you're still pumping gold hearts. Honestly, Valheim seems to save its state really well, so I don't think I'll. Yeah, because the game, the things I've read say that wolves will despawn unless you start the taming process, and then they won't despawn as long as they're continuing to tame. So I can safely stop the recording and the stream. Oh, should quit before I